President Donald Trump's declaration of national emergency is a grotesque abuse of power. This is never the way that emergency powers were intended to be used, and he should not be using them in this way to circumvent Congress.
So I'm going to be signing a national emergency, and it's been signed many times before. It's been signed by other presidents.
I think it's a very troubling usurpation of power by the executive. As we've been saying for many weeks now, this is not a situation that is a true emergency. This is just the president trying to use emergency powers to get around Congress's power of the purse, and it completely undermines our democracy. It's an abuse not only of the letter of the law, but also of the spirit of the law. Emergency powers are intended to be used during true emergencies for limited amounts of time. In order to address those emergencies, they are not supposed to be used to achieve policy goals that you can't get Congress to agree with you on. The president's blatant willingness to prevaricate regarding the fact that there is the claim that there is an emergency on the border in order to use emergency powers and circumvent Congress's power of the purse is incredibly troubling precedent. He's not the first president to declare a national emergency, but it does lower the bar in terms of a president's willingness to telegraph how explicitly he is simply using this as a workaround to Congress as opposed to an attempt to deal with a true national emergency. Even his statements in his press conference today, where he stated that he could have done this over a much longer timeline, but he's simply doing it by national emergency powers because it's faster, all undermine the claim that this is a true national emergency.
The primary fight was on the wall. Everything else, we have so much, as I said, I don't know what to do with it. We have so much money. But on the wall, they skimped. So I was successful in that sense, but I want to do it faster. I could do the wall over a longer period of time. I didn't need to do this, but I'd rather do it much faster.
I think that Congress should utilize its powers to terminate this national emergency, and that is something that can be done by a supermajority of both houses of Congress, because they would have to pass a law essentially to terminate this emergency, and then it would go to the president's desk. Assuming he would veto it, it would then require a veto-proof majority in both houses. But I think that veto-proof majority should be there. This is a concern, a bipartisan concern, because if a president is allowed to undermine the system of checks and balances, that's not an issue that affects only Democrats or Republicans. It affects the very system of democracy in which we all work. I also fully expect that there will be numerous organizations and individuals who will be challenging in the courts. We believe that the time is ripe for Congress to revisit emergency powers and place greater constraints on the executive's ability to utilize these emergency powers to go around Congress when there are not true emergencies, so that future bad faith actors won't be able to abuse emergency powers in this way.